Greetings, my lovelies. This is Annette of AnnetteLeonard.com coming at you with an episode of Chronic Wellness. So, July 18th of 2019, that was my very first episode that I loaded up onto YouTube. And I think I was using the speaker of my iPhone and just natural light. And it felt so tentative and awkward to be here in my guest room, just putting my voice out into the void. And a few things have changed, like I have a bit of a better microphone and some upgraded lighting. But here I still am in my guest room, and I don't have an intro or an outro or any sponsors, and I still work to just really come to you authentically. At the time, I was broadcasting 5 days a week, which I kept up at least for the first year and a half, maybe a little bit more. That's how I have so many episodes at this point, 5 years in. But also, I've changed in that time. I've changed by virtue of doing these broadcasts. The process of thinking about my illness, speaking about my illness, having a more embodied experience. I keep saying my illness, like A, possessive, but B, like I have 6 or 8 illnesses, and the global impact of them, I guess, is how I conceive of my illness, has changed. And at the time, I had just gotten off of the lung transplant list, and since then, I've increased my lung capacity, and I really rarely use oxygen. And so while there has been instability that you all have witnessed, from me getting blood clots to the fact that I have daily migraines from the IVIG treatments I received, in other areas I've achieved greater stability because I've learned how to better accommodate my pain syndromes and my illnesses. And I've learned how to trust my body's signals and understand what twinges and communications for my body mean. A flare's a coming. And having this time with you, having the feedback from you about whether this message is reaching you, whether these messages matter to you, what topics you need to hear from, is what matters to me, because I am still too disabled to work. I am still too sick to be out of the house many days. And so having a connection across these audio wires, across these video lines, is what matters to me. And so maybe it's time to step up my game. I'm not saying I have the money to afford an editor or a producer, but maybe I need to get somebody to write me an intro or an outro. But more than that, I really relish hearing from you. And so my ask of you in this, my 5th anniversary episode, is if there is a topic that really mattered to you, please tell me that. If there's something that you need to hear about that we haven't talked about, please tell me that. If you have not subscribed and you watch this on video, please do. If you haven't given given a rating and you listen to this on audio, I need that a ton. I do post this as an audio podcast and I have very few ratings, which, translates into really no one knowing that I'm out there in the podcast space. And so for the foreseeable future, folks, I'm going to be here continuing to talk about these issues that are in the lives of those of us living with chronic pain and chronic illness. And as far as where we've been together in the last 5 years, we've traveled a distance. And from those of you that I hear from with some regularity, thank you for letting me in on your journey. It's been so enriching to have my world, my life, my small corner feel a little less closed in, a little less small for your presence in it. So I thank you, I love you, and I hope that you are finding ways to tend to your spirit and make something in your world gravitate towards something that feels a little bit well.